Alright, thanks for checking out our channel here. It's going to be a repair video on a PW18000 PW18000. Worked on a handful of these things over the years. They've been around for 10, 15 years, probably 15 give or take years with this particular model. They made a couple of different variations of it, parts wise, but for the overall looks of things on the inside, they're not identical from a 10, 12-year-old one versus a 3, 5, 6, 8-year-old one. They're a little bit different as they aged. And this video on the repairs of this thing, this may not be what your issue is, but they're all a little bit different. So that's why you have to test things, not just order parts and throw it in there and hope that you did it right. You know, you got to test things out and know what you're doing. All right, the note on this one says unit will. Hold on, I'm trying to read it here. All right, unit would work without ground attached on 1/4 mile of fence, and when hooked to 3 mile of fence would blow the fuse. Okay, that's a weird one, but before I open it up, I can hear stuff rolling around the inside, and I noticed is the piece that holds the cord right here is missing. This particular unit's not terribly old. It's a 2019 model. So a little age to it, but I'm not sure what's causing this issue. Most likely you've got a transformer issue, especially if the ground's hooked up, it blows the fuse. Probably an internal short in the transformer. Alright, got spare fuses in the box here for it, looks like. These are the right size, yep. Got some more fuses. Alright. Oh, yeah. Yep. That's our issue. Alright, so his plan is when he hooks it up to the ground, or when it runs with no ground, it runs fine. As soon as it hooks up to the ground, it blows the fuse. And that usually means that the transformer, it's a big black thing right here, usually means it's got an internal short in the thing, and it's back feed and popping the fuse. So looking at it from the top side, looks good. Transformer's in backwards because someone's been here fooling with things. But I flip the transformer over. Look at all these cracks in it. Yeah, transformer's no good. So let's put a new transformer in there. Let me unplug this. The transformer's actually in there backwards because someone's been here jacking around with things and such. Come on. We'll check the capacitor while we're in here because that's, come on, because that's easy to check as long as you got the right meter that can check capacitors. If you don't have that meter or have a meter that can check capacitors, you're really guessing. Yours may not have the issue. Whoops, what am I doing? Plug all those wires. Just these two wires, or just the transformer. I don't know why I'm plugging all this other stuff. I guess out of habit. Alright, so if you need parts for your Power Wizard units, you're welcome to get a hold of me. We do sell parts. We do stock a lot of parts for Power Wizard here. For a handful of their models, maybe not everything, but a good chunk of them, especially these 18 joule and smaller, like 3 joule and up to the 18 joule. We usually have pretty good stock of parts. That's the most common units that they sell. Is usually between 3 to 9, 3 to 13 joule units that they have. Still a lot of them, so we get a lot of those in. They've been around a decade or longer now, a little longer than that. So let me walk over here to the shelf where we keep our parts for transformers and stuff for these units, and we'll get another transformer. Basically looks the same, minus all the cracks. See, it's not, this is the new one right here. Look at all those cracks in it. Most likely, lightning possibly got to it. Or bad stress on the fence line caused it. And we'll put it back in the correct way, like that. And we'll look this board over real quick. Ooh, yep, lightning got a hold of it. See this board right here? This part right here. Now we don't have to replace this board. It will run just fine with the resistors burned up on there. See the resistors burned up right here. They will run just fine with those on there, burnt like that. But might see if I have another board and we can replace that board, because I don't know if we have the resistors for that. I have to look up, see what that resistor is. I don't have that memorized. And also this assembly right here, you see it moving right here. That's loose, so we just tighten that up real quick before we get too busy, or too in depth with, too deep into it. Pull the nut or pull the knob and the washer off, and there's a nut behind here that we need to tighten up. I've got a socket that fits this or not. If not, I can just take a pair of pliers and tighten it. Oh, that's the wrong size. Okay, that's the only deep one I've got sitting up here. So let's take a pair of pliers. Get these, not really needle nose, but they're like flat ones. Here, we'll get in there and grab the nut and just tighten it up. It wasn't super loose, but loose enough. Put the washer back on there. What'd they do? They've cross-threaded this. They've cross-threaded this knob a time or two, because it's really hard to put on. See these chew marks on the knob? They cross-threaded this knob at one point, and you can see all these little chew marks, score marks all over this thing. It's gotten so bound up on there from them cross-threading it at one point in time, they have to take pliers to grab a hold of this and tighten it up. See how this one, see this one's nice and loose. Spins right on there. So this one's, well, it's loose now. We got to tighten this nut up too. Get this washer out of there. Come on. Make sure that, oops. There's another nut, or another washer there. This one, I put two of them on, which I think this one here is not the original one. This one has both. This fence side has two washers on it, and they're both both the original ones. So he must have forgot whatever and put both washers on one side, which then it means he's missing the one over here. Let's make sure that this right there where we want it. Let's tighten this up here. Alright, that's nice and tight. Put that one there. We're going to pull this washer off because it just flops around. It's not the right one anyways. Put that one on there. See if I got another, I don't know if I got another bolt of that size. See if I got another knob. Oh, I got a bucket full of knobs here. Not bucket, but a bin full of different knobs for different models and brands and stuff. You know, they're not all the same, they're not universal. Different brands use different knobs. That one would probably work, but it won't go on all the way because this black thing's in the way. They actually need a new bolt. I don't think I've got another bolt of that size. I'd have to go to the hardware store and try to find one. Because I have to find one, this one will fit. Actually, I think I have a junk unit that burned up all to hell, and I think it's got good nuts and bolts on it, so let me go grab that one. Alright, so we got another nut and bolt here. I think this is the right one. See, so the knob itself is fine, but they cross-threaded it at one time and they ruined the threads on this one here. So now let's pull this one off. Let's get that washer out of there. Get in here. Hopefully the knob or the nut will come loose all the way, because they cross-threaded and ruined the threads. I imagine the threads near the end of it here at the head of the bolt are probably fine, but as it comes out towards the end, it probably starts binding up on me. Yeah, little tough to spin right there. Okay, now we're in a pickle. The whole bolt wants to spin. I mean, I can take a grinding wheel or cutting wheel, put this nut on there a little bit further and cut the tip off there. Let's see if we can get a hold of this head of this bolt here and hold it so it doesn't spin. So get that nut to come off there. Okay, I think it'll be all right. Need to cut nothing. Oh, still bound up. I'll put that, the nut's good. I'll put that up in my little random nut drawer. Yeah, this bolt's no good. So let's see some lightning damage on this one. It's arced at some point in time. There's a little, each one of these has got a little metal plate thing that points across to the other side. Creates like a spark gap, like a lightning diverter. I'm just going to clean off some of that burnt carbon residue. Like that. Back in the, oops. All right. Alright, getting ahead of myself. The washer in there. And that thing, this little thing goes in there. I'm going to take this. One thing we got to do now is we got to get that block washer to line up. Come on. Alright, it's lined up. Alright, now I'll take the nut. Come on. Alright, now let's put this big flat washer back on. Okay, let me go see if I got another one of these boards. If we don't, I'm not going to be too worried about that because it's not going to inhibit the function of the board. Let me go take a peek at my stock of parts. Alright, I got another new board here. These boards are pretty cheap, so I'm just going to replace it, call it done. Instead of dicking around trying. This is a double-sided soldered board, so you have to do solder from the front side and back side. This is a pain in the neck, not like doing it. Plus the time you save doing it money-wise, this is just cheaper to put in and be done with it. So now we're going to plug this in. Come on. Okay. Now I'll plug this yellow wire on there. Down inside onto that board. And then we'll take green wire, plug it on there. Alright. Here's a capacitor. These don't have a rhyme or reason which tab they go on, but you plug onto the capacitor tabs. And these wires go here. Tuck these wires. Okay, unplug these. These are in the way. Yeah, someone's been in here before. These wires need to go this side. Take these capacitor wires, shove them down underneath. Make sure that they're out of the way of the little spot the board sets at. Too much little slot there. Trying to get the capacitor to sit. Wires sit off the side there. Oh shit! I gotta go over here. Plug this wire back on. And then we gotta get the power cord plugged back in. How did it go? There's that little strain relief thing for the power cords. We'll have to put that back on. I'll do it here in a minute. Let's get this power cord plugged back in. Now we can get come on, what is going on here? Alright, now I can put the strain gauge back in here. Just it was shoved way in here like that, so let's reuse that same spot. Now I need a pair of channel lock pliers type. And we'll squeeze real hard. You can compress down that wire real good, and then we'll back up to the edge there. Wiggle it in. Release. Push on it, make sure it's all the way in there. That's done. Alright, let's plug it in. Make sure we're not missing anything else. I think we're good to go. But let's plug it in here to power strip. Put the power strip on. There it goes. So it needed a bit of work done to get it going right, because all the little things it had going on with it. But transformer was the biggest issue. That's the main problem with the whole unit. But we had to replace this board as well, and fix the bolt that was all cross-threaded and threads were all messed up. Replace that bolt. Was able to reuse the knob because it's still in good shape. Get the double washer, get that out of there. Get the single washer there. Put a single washer back over here. Get rid of this one here because it's kind of flopping around, wrong size. But it's ready to go. Let's put our fence tester across here to see what we get. Turn the power strip off real quick. It's probably be right around 7,000, give or take, with this combination of parts when it's set on full power. $6.2. I knew it was 7,000, 6,000, somewhere in that range. Half power should probably drop down about 3.5, 4, between 3 and 4, or about 5,000 volts. So I imagine lightning was what did this, because this is on the fence and ground side, this board, and it feeds right into that transformer and burned it up. So that was the issue with it. Well, it's kind of a fun one to do, kind of a little aggravating, some of the things we had to take care of, but yeah, that's what it is. So if you got a PW18000 or any other model Power Wizard unit you'd like to send to us for repair, we'd be happy to take a look at it for you. Fencerfixer.com. There are links down below in the description area of our videos. Until next time, we'll see you later on.